Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. And I know you can't wait to get into our study of A Course in Miracles here. The Unity of Livonia, A Course in Miracles study group. And our numbers are small, but our bonds are strong and seem to be getting stronger as we take another journey through A Course in Miracles. And I tell you, just this year and preparing for just be facilitator and trying to get ready, and it's like unbelievable, but it's like I'm learning so much stuff I didn't know before, or maybe I knew it, but it was kind of fuzzy compared to how it's making even more sense this year. And so once again, I'm struck by this phenomenal writing that just gets deeper every year. I'm sure it's not the only such writing. It's the one that resonates with me and my background and culture. But then I think about all the other ones like the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita and the Karma Sutras and all of these other deep writings of wisdom. And I just reflect on, man, who were these people, right? That were able to convey messages like this. And among them, of course, are the modern day teachings of Jesus and, of course, in miracles. So, listen, we're making our way through it. And quite frankly, we haven't had all that many headaches through it. And so I think we're in good spirits. It's deep tonight. So are you ready? You don't know, right? You just
I'll try.
we do the best we can, right? Tonight in our studies, we are starting with the text tonight. And in the text, we are in chapter 19, beginning chapter 19 tonight. And the name of it, what is chapter 19 called?
The Attainment of Peace.
Peace. So this chapter is going to talk about how do you find peace. I assume that's what it's going to be about from the title. And so we'll take a look at the assigned sections of that we were supposed to read. By the way, page 398, if we want to look at it a little bit together. Chapter 19, page 398, the Attainment of Peace. And we were supposed to cover today Roman 1, healing and faith, and Roman 2, Paul's sin versus error. And that starts on page 402. But to be honest with you, I think we'd be better to just plan on doing one section, healing and faith, because that has like 16 paragraphs. And that way we can also hopefully get to our lesson 127. That's on page 230 in the workbook for students. And I just have to say once again, this is one of my all-time favorite lessons in the course, but it starts on 230 and it has 12 paragraphs. So that's a lot of material tonight, and you know our pace. So I'm not going to put our airs about it. We'll be lucky if we finish just section one and our lesson tonight. So if you're willing to give, by the way, any questions or comments from last week, chapter 18 at all, anything there? It was called The Passing of the Dream. Any comments or questions from you? Because quite frankly, if you don't have anything, I say we just move on. All right. Isn't that funny when you read something and you can't remember, verbalize really what you even read, but you sure got into it at the time? It's a magical kind of book. So, anyhow, why don't we get our readers together and delve into this? Sherilyn is reader one, and Joan will be reader two, and Ron is three. Now it gets iffy for Hilda and Nancy. What are your preferences?
I'm going to have to pass.
All right. So we got a Nancy pass. Hilda?
I'll try. I may not be able to go through the whole, but I'll try.
Okay. If you're comfortable, it's up to you, dear.
I hope.
All right.
You'll find out.
All right. So listen, Ron is 3, Hilda is 4, and Karen will be reader 5. Does that make, and of course, Jeanette Giselle doesn't read when she's here with us. So does that sound like a plan to get started tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to say it over again or anything? Sherilyn 1, Joan 2, Ron 3, Hilda 4, Karen 5. Is that good?
Okay.
All right. Without further ado, let's get started.
The Attainment of Peace. 1 is Healing and Faith, chapter 1, or paragraph 1. We said before that when a situation has been dedicated wholly to truth, peace is inevitable. Its attainment is the criterion by which the wholeness of the dedication can be safely assumed. Yet we also said that peace without faith will never be attained, for what is dedicated to truth as its only goal is brought to truth by faith. This faith encompasses everyone involved, for only thus the situation is perceived as meaningful and as a whole. And everyone must be involved in it, or else your faith is limited and your dedication incomplete.
Thank you. Who's next?
I guess I am.
Sure.
Paragraph 2. Every situation properly perceived becomes an opportunity to heal the Son of God. And he is healed because you offered faith to him, giving him to the Holy Spirit and releasing him from every demand your ego would make of him. Thus do you see him free, and in this vision does the Holy Spirit share. And since he shares it, he has given it, and so he heals through you. It is this joining him in a united purpose that makes this purpose real, because you make it whole, and this is healing. The body is healed because you came without it, enjoined the mind in which all healing rests.
See what I mean? Okay. So we read a couple of paragraphs. In paragraph 1, we said before that when a situation has been dedicated wholly to truth, what will happen?
Peace is
will
inevitable.
So if you're not peaceful, what does that mean?
You need to make some kind of change in your thinking,
Okay.
see things differently.
All right. Well, just to use the words that are actually here, you see, which is kind of what you're saying, Ron. If you're not at peace, your situation has not been dedicated wholly to truth. I'm just kind of regurgitating it back. Does that make sense so far?
Mhm.
So one of the signs that, to me, it's saying, if a situation is dedicated wholly to truth, peace must be the result. Is that too strong a language, too absolute? But you know how Jesus is, right? They say stuff like it's totally guaranteed. There's no exceptions, right?
Right.
So then it says its attainment is the criterion by which the wholeness of the dedication can be safely assumed. What's its? It says its attainment is what's its?
Peace.
peace.
Great. Okay, so now we're getting into it. And one of the things I noticed that as we go through this tonight, please forgive me, but I'm going to be spending a lot of times on the pronouns that are used here, because I think that'll really help us understand this very deep material. So, peace's attainment is the criterion by which the wholeness or completeness, is that a good word? Wholeness, completeness
Yes.
of the dedication can be assumed. If it was not, if you don't have peace, what does that mean?
You're not dealing with truth, holy.
You're not dedicating it wholly to
The
truth.
truth.
Whoa. Now, what does Jesus mean by that? Well, he starts to bring in something else in the next sentence. What's that new thing he brings in sentence 3?
Faith.
Faith. All right. So are you starting to get an idea? There seems to be some connection between faith, peace,
And peace.
and truth. Yes?
Yes.
And the components. What did you find in paragraph 2? Anything that stood out to you?
Well, it starts to talk about healing.
Okay. And what's he saying about it so far?
Every situation properly perceived becomes an opportunity to heal.
And what else? Let's go on to the next sentence. What are you saying there?
Is healed because you offered faith to him.
And thereby giving him to the Holy Spirit instead of every demand that your ego would make of him. Okay. So what about that nasty person that attacked you? And does that happen to anybody here recently? Had some nasty
Yes.
person have the audacity and they attacked you for something, right?
Right.
Right.
Sherilyn, I think that means you.
Yes.
We were talking right earlier, right? But
Yes.
sure, we've all had some run-ins with situations that appear to be that way. And where we're headed with this is, how do you resolve those situations, right? How do you
I can tell you what I did with the last one. This is a person who, whenever I speak to her, obviously feels like and says that I'm criticizing her. And I'm not. I'm just trying to talk to her. And finally, I said, I'm sorry, I just can't talk to you anymore. I'm not going to talk to you anymore
okay,
because it's upsetting to me and I can't explain to her. I can't make her understand it. I think she's carrying her own burdens and she's hearing the voice of somebody in her head who is angry and nasty, but it's not me.
okay. Yeah, thanks for that real life specific example there. I could go into that more and maybe we'll circle back a little bit to its relevance here again. Let's keep going a little bit further with instead of the examples and just go keep with the essence of what this is about. He says, and he, who's he? I'm in paragraph 2, sentence
Yeah,
2. And
the Son
Isn't
of
that
God.
Jesus?
well, why do you say it's Jesus?
Our we perceive becomes an opportunity to heal the Son of God, and he is healed because you offered faith to him.
Yeah,
I would say each other, he then.
it's only one.
Yeah, all of us.
He didn't say them.
Well, he is us.
I understand that. But let's just stick with the way it's written superficially. To me, he refers to the Son of God. Isn't
Okay.
it me?
Yeah.
Every situation properly perceived become an opportunity to heal the Son of God, and the Son of God is healed
Yeah.
to everyone, as you said, Karen. Why? Why is he healed? Sentence 2.
Because you offered faith to
Okay.
him, giving him to the Holy Spirit.
All right. All right. So where we're headed, let me just say it. Can you learn to overlook how people act and trade it for how they are
Yes.
in the moment?
Yes.
I have not achieved it in the moment, but I
Not,
understand what you're saying and I agree.
no. You like the theory, but in practice, it's not so easy.
It's not so easy.
All right.
Mhm.
Yet, what Jesus would say is, but my sister, it's true nonetheless.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right. How are we doing so far?
Yeah.
We're trying to ease down the rabbit hole a little bit, okay? All right. Anything else there? Let's continue a little bit. We're up to Ron, aren't we, for paragraph 3?
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir.
The body cannot heal because it cannot make itself sick. It needs no healing. Its health or sickness depends entirely on how the mind perceives it and the purpose that the mind would use it for. It is obvious that a segment of the mind can see itself as separated from the universal purpose. When this occurs, the body becomes its weapon used against this purpose to demonstrate the fact that separation has occurred. The body thus becomes the instrument of illusion, acting accordingly, seeing what is not there, hearing what truth has never said, and behaving insanely because being imprisoned by insanity.
Whoa. Hilda, paragraph 4.
Do not overlook our earlier statement that faithlessness leads to illusions. For faithlessness is the perception of a brother as a body, and the body cannot be used for purposes of union. If then you see your brother as a body, you have established a condition in which uniting with him becomes impossible. Your faithlessness to him has separated you from him and kept you both apart from being healed. Your faithlessness is thus opposed, has thus opposed the Holy Spirit's purpose and brought illusions centered on the body to stand between you. And the body will seem to be sick, for you have made of it an enemy of healing and the opposite of truth.
So, paragraph 3 talks about, now we bringing into this other thing, is the body. What's that got to do? We talked about healing, and then he brought in faith, and there seems to be some relationship to truth, and now he's bringing up the body. Any idea of where he's headed with this? If not, that's okay.
Is it that we're in the illusion and the body is part of that?
You know, and here, let me just dip down to some nitty gritty stuff. There's a statement here. I'll go to paragraph 4 in sentence 2. For faithlessness is the perception of a brother as a body, and the body cannot be used for purposes of union. So if you're looking for union, you can't do it with a body. Have I got that right?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Right?
What are you going to have to, what can join? Any idea where he's going to say can join?
Well, you have to be the spirit, like the self that we identify as a self. That is the one that can be united with others, but the body itself cannot, because that's just a piece of uniform.
Only minds are joined.
Excellent, both of you. You guys are good, all right? Only minds and joy. So if you're looking at joining at the, why can't you join with a body?
Because
It's got something to do with the tiny mad idea.
Because we're not separate.
And the body is the symbol of
Separateness. Individuality.
was made not to join. So if you're looking for union, don't look for it there. That's like an oxymoron, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So where's our focus headed? Only minds can join. Are we back to mentalism again? Everything is mental, right? So you get it when we talk about it here, but don't forget it in your day-to-day activities, because it's so easy to go back to making the body the primary object, if you will, of our relationships. But you can join at the mind level, is where we're headed with this. Comments from you? We just did, 3 and 4?
Yes.
Yes.
So we've got all of these little puzzle pieces that he's throwing out here, and hopefully he'll kind of bring them together, or else we'll be completely lost or something, right? But he'll probably make a point at some point, right? Okay. Anything else, my friends? Karen, let's do paragraph 5, please.
You might hear some music in the background.
Okay.
All right. It cannot be difficult to realize that faith must be the opposite of faithlessness. Yet the difference is how they operate and less apparent. Though it follows directly from the fundamental difference in what they are. Faithlessness would always limit an attack. Faith would remove all limitations and make whole. Faithlessness would destroy and separate. Faith would unite and heal. Faithlessness would interpose illusions between the Son of God and his Creator, and faith would remove all obstacles that seem to rise between them. Faithlessness is wholly dedicated to illusions. Faith wholly is truth. Partial dedication is impossible. Truth is the absence of illusion. Illusion, the absence of truth. Both cannot be together, nor perceived in the same place. To dedicate yourself to both is to set up a goal forever impossible to attain, for part of it is sought through the body, thought of as a means for seeking out reality through attack. The other part would heal and therefore calls upon the mind and not the body. Ooh, that's a long one.
It is. Maybe we should deal with this one. There's
a lot in there.
Verbiage. Interesting. You mean a lot of words or a lot of meaning, Karen?
A lot of meaning. A lot.
What?
It's a deep concept.
What is?
I have a question, and maybe it's silly, but if you're talking about more than one person, do we look at the state of both of them? Or are we talking about one person achieving the goal? With when the other one just not able to communicate or figure it out.
Are you saying the one of them achieving the goal of peace? What you said is the goal.
Yeah.
And
Well,
is that what you mean by goal? Did I say it right? If not, correct me.
Well, I'm probably not saying what I want to. If you're a person of faith and you're talking to another one, like my friend.
Thank you, Holy Spirit. Great example.
Well, if I were able to achieve a loving state and she is not necessarily affected by my state of mind. Or do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally do, and it's a wonderful example of what we're talking about tonight.
I can't.
If you're in a loving state, but she's still not in a loving state, isn't that the question?
Yes.
Then Jesus says it's because you're not in a loving state. If you were, the only outcome could be peace.
If the other person's not responding?
The reason that they're not responding is that because you're not achieving union with them at the level where union can occur. Isn't that what we've been? It's a perfect example, and it's very counterintuitive. There's a line in the Course, I forget where it is, where Jesus says, the only thing missing from any relationship is what you are not giving it. Now, hey, I know how foreign this is, okay? But he says, I know it sounds incredible, but it's nonetheless true. The only thing missing from any relationship is what you are not giving it. So then you would say, well, what about them? What are they giving?
Well,
which is a further example of you trying to sidestep the issue. Well, what about them? They didn't do their part. That's normal, right? Wouldn't you say that? Okay, I did my part. Why won't they do their part? It's because they're suffering from the same thing you are.
Okay.
That's why. They're not seeing you just like you're not seeing them. If you want to know that you're not seeing them, it's because you don't have peace. The lack of peace is the natural outcome, all right? That you're not giving this situation over to truth. Let me say it a different way. It's a sign you're not giving the situation over to the Holy Spirit to handle. You're still trying to handle it yourself. And the way you'll know that is because it's not worth. Counterintuitive, isn't it? Is that, am I getting at your question?
Yep, you did.
You say, well,
Thank you.
why do you gotta blame me?
No,
It's true. I'm not saying that you, Cheryl. I'm just
yeah,
saying
I know.
most
I
people
know.
would say, well, why are you going to blame me? I was doing my part. I thought I was doing my part. I'm doing what I've been taught. I told you it's deep tonight. How we doing?
It's deep.
How about everybody else? Making any sense? You probably have one person, though, where you really see. Here's the thing. If they don't have the deep understanding of truth that you do, then of course they're going to be acting out in their normal human behavior way.
Mhm.
But do you see why we're peacemakers? Because we know how to achieve peace. And it's not trying to bring about union or wholeness where wholeness cannot be achieved. How are two entities designed to be separate, symbols of separation, how are they going to join? They can't. You say, well, I love them. Yeah, to a point. And then you get pissed off. Isn't there a point where love kind of turns to hate, where I'm trying to love you, but you're going to make me hate you?
Yeah, I
So,
guess that's
so what happens to your faith in the Holy Spirit at those junctures?
Mhm.
Do you
Well,
give it up,
obviously it's
go back?
not there.
And I love how you said, obviously. But for most of us, it's not never been that obvious before until we got into this book and this trusted writing, you see. Shall we move on? That good, Shirley?
Yes, I just find it very frustrating that I can't make that
Are
step.
you at peace about
No,
it? Why?
no,
Why aren't you at peace?
I'm still angry and annoyed with her
Why?
behavior.
Well, I got that. Why? He told you in the first paragraph. Why? Anytime you don't have peace, it's because you haven't done what? Dedicated it, the situation wholly to the truth about that brother or about that sister. How are we doing with the rest of you? Are you making any headway with that?
I would say that I try to, instead of stepping forward, I try and be where I am and ask myself to be true to myself. So I tell myself, okay, I'm a good person. I'm doing the best I can do. This is how I look at it. I'm okay because I'm being attacked. So the first thing I want to do is, protect myself.
Yeah,
And so if I step back and go, okay, why would that person do that? Well, that's where they're at. This is where I'm at. I'm a
I
good
know that.
person. But if I
I,
remind myself, I get peaceful and I remember my truth. And then I look at that and I go, they're attacking. something's going on with them. It's about them. What can I do? So I heal myself, and then I ask myself, okay, what could I do with this individual to understand them better? Because when you feel understood, you don't attack.
Love it, Karen.
So you have to give away peace in order to get peace. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. But
Well, I have to find peace in myself so that I let go of that hurt, attacked feeling that I feel when someone does something that upsets me. And then I try and extend
yeah,
and say, hey, how can I understand you better? Or what is it? What is it that you need? Help me understand,
so
and get them to calm down.
I heard the word attack.
Yeah. If I feel attacked, I want to attack back, or I get defensive. So I have to settle myself and go back to my truth of who I am, and that I possibly could be mistaken, or that I might be perceiving something incorrectly, even though I'm doing the best I can do, and it's okay, I'm all right. And then once I get that sense of peace, then I can say, okay, what could be going on with this other individual, and recognize that they are attacking because they feel, when people attack, they're feeling attacked.
I got
right?
it. Yeah. Okay, I just want to run what we're talking about. We've all been attacked, haven't we?
Yes. Yes. And she did.
And maybe we've all attacked others and regretted it. But let me just offer this from chapter 12. It's called the Holy Spirit's Curriculum. Jesus says, you may think that there are a whole bunch of things going on here in our world, but they can all be consolidated down into two things, and they both have to do with love. What are the two things?
Love and fear.
Yeah.
They both have to do with love.
They
Looking
both
for
have
love.
to do with love. And I'll connect back to you, Joan, in a minute. What are the two things that are always going on in every interaction everywhere, no matter what it looks like?
Extension
For
of
love.
love
And
and requesting love, or
calls. Yeah.
calling for love.
So expressions of love and calls for love. Jesus would say a call for love is fear. That's what you said, Joe. Fear is the absence of love. Like darkness isn't a thing in and of itself. Darkness is the absence of light. So, what is an attack?
A call for love.
So, what is your response?
To give love.
What are the exceptions to those two things? Because attack isn't one of those two things, is it?
No.
So what is an attack then, if it can be reduced into one of two things that both have to do with love? Is an attack an expression of love? You're supposed to say no.
No. Doesn't seem like it.
So
It's a
what
call for
must it be?
It's a call for love.
That's not complicated if you
no
believe what Jesus is saying in this book. So what you thought were attacks were what?
Hurt
calls for love.
So what is your response?
to
Okay.
provide love.
But you're going to have trouble doing that if you were upset and angry and anxious because you thought you were being attacked.
Right.
And that was what happened to me.
Yeah.
So in the Bible, the disciples asked Jesus, how many times should we forgive our brothers? You remember
As many
that?
times as it takes.
Okay. Yeah, and he said like,
100 times.
okay, ad
Yeah.
infinitum, right?
Infinite. Yeah.
So when you see a call for love, you say, okay, in what form should I give this response of love to them? Now it gets complicated. But if you get out of the way, the Holy Spirit knows what form of love to offer. Maybe it's, well, yeah, I see your point. Maybe I could do that better. Let me consider that. Thank you. And you leave. Now, maybe you're still fuming inside. You'll get to the point where that won't even be an issue because you knew it was the right response. But at first, it's so different, isn't it? And then, of course, you don't want to let people walk all over you, do you? You want to defend yourself, don't you?
Yeah, that's a natural response.
Idiot, we got two.
I want to say that it also has to do sometimes with timing. So
Yes.
being able to move away from the situation and maybe go back to it later after, like I said, I have to get out of that space where I'm feeling attacked
I hear you.
and feel calmer. And then the other thing is that I believe that an extension of love is be patience, just demonstrating patience, presence, understanding. Because I think that another person, when they're asking or they're hurting and asking for love, that they just often need to just have you be patient so that they can get out whatever it is, or to feel understood or validated.
So we all have different methods that we might try. It can get pretty complicated. But one of the ways you can know what the precise response is if that response does not come from you.
Does not what?
Does not come from you. I trust you, Holy Spirit. I have faith in what you're all about. And I have rock solid faith in that. So I'm going to step out of the situation, be you in control, and be okay with that. Does this work all the time?
No.
It's just very hard.
Very hard.
I think what happens more than anything else is that our ego gets in the way.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Stop it.
Yeah.
Because if you want peace, peace is the inevitable result when you have dedicated the situation wholly to truth. I don't know the truth. I can't handle the truth. I mean, So there's something in me that does. Don't they keep saying that?
Mm-hmm.
So when am I going to have faith in that and stop having faith in what don't work? When?
One moment at a time.
And that's how we have to do it. But the fact that it doesn't seem to work for you all the time does not mean it's not true. Maybe you're not doing your part because it says you have to dedicate it wholly. What does holy mean here?
Completely.
It don't mean sometime. It don't mean what do. It doesn't. You see how difficult this is for us? Because as Hilda was saying, the ego is always going to jump into the mix, right?
Yep.
So it's easy to keep your faith and study group. But what about when the ego keeps jumping in? Can you be faithful now? That's what we're talking about. Faith, healing and truth, and healing. Hold on. What is dedicated to truth as its only goal is brought to truth by faith. Practice not having shaky faith. Ready to go on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jim, I like you. I like Jesus. But y'all crazy. Come on, man. I understand. Our next reader is, we're back to Cheryl and White. And boy, we read, Karen, you read 5, right?
Yes, she did.
I got off, there was a lot there, Karen, as you said, and as we discussed. Let me ask you quickly, though, about pronouns here. Paragraph 5, sentence 7. Partial dedication is impossible. Truth is the absence of illusion. Illusion, the absence of truth. Does that make sense? Let me read the next one and then ask you. Both. What's both? What? This
Truth
is
and faith.
huh?
Truth and illusion.
Truth and illusion cannot be together nor perceived where?
In the same place.
Remember these discussions we've been having where, but if you keep them apart, they can both seem to exist. They can both operate as if they're real. But if you have the courage to bring them together, the contrast, if you bring illusions to truth, you'll see your illusions cannot stand. But if you keep them separate and serve two masters, they both can have a hold on you. So bring them together in the same place. So to dedicate yourself to both is to set up a goal forever impossible to attain. What's both? To dedicate yourself to both. What's both?
Truth and
Truth and
illusion.
illusion.
Is to set up a goal forever impossible to attain. For part of it is sought through the body. Which
The illusion.
part?
Illusion.
Okay, all right, excellent, right? The body is a symbol of separation, which is not true, and thought of as a means of seeking out reality through what? Attack. Do you see it? You know where I am?
Yeah.
All right. Sentence 11. The other part would heal. What's the other part?
Truth.
And therefore calls upon what?
The mind.
And
not the
not
body.
the illusion. So you see him starting to put this proposal together, and faith that this is true is the glue that makes them work. But what about this? Yeah, but you don't know how mean they were to me. It doesn't matter. So now we're ready, are we not, for Cheryl? Paragraph 6.
The inevitable compromise is the belief that the body must be healed and not the mind. For this divided goal has given both an equal reality, which could be possible only if the mind is limited to the body and divided into two parts of seeming wholeness, but without connection. This will not harm the body, but it will keep the delusional thought system in the mind. Here, then, is healing needed, and it is here that healing is, for God gave healing not apart from sickness, nor established remedy where sickness cannot be. They are together, and when they are seen together, all attempts to keep both truth and illusion in the mind, where both must be, are recognized as dedication to illusion and given up when brought to truth, and seen as totally unreconcilable with truth in any respect or in any way.
So did our previous discussion before we go on help to make a little sense out of this double talk in paragraph 6? Good. Go to paragraph sentence 4. I'm sorry, I'll start at 3. It says, this will not harm the body, but it will keep the delusional thought system in the mind. Here then is healing needed. Where is healing needed?
In the body, or the mind.
Oh, in the mind.
Which one is it, people?
The mind.
Mind.
Okay. All right. The mind. Everything is mental. What you see is an outpicturing of your mental state. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here we are again, talking about where all the action is, right? In the mind. And then he says, and it is here that healing is. Where?
The mind.
Mind.
For God gave healing not apart from sickness, nor established remedy where sickness cannot be. Sickness cannot be in the body. The body is an effect, not a cause. Remember, we talked about going in the bathroom mirror and seeing the smudge on your face, and you don't like the smudge, so you're gonna go and wipe the mirror off, right, and get rid of that smudge on your face. Is that the solution?
Unfortunately, no. Yeah.
You
Can't
have
do
to
it.
go to the source, to the cause, and that's where your remedy is for your sickness in the mind. That's what we're going to work on so that you can have what you are asking God for: peace, joy, happiness, togetherness. It can't be achieved at the body level, can it? So they are together, and when they are seen together, all attempts to keep both truth and illusion in the mind are recognized and given up when brought to truth. Now we're ready for our next reader here, okay? That's Joan.
Okay, paragraph 7. Truth and illusion have no connection. This will remain forever true, however much you seek to connect them. But illusions are always connected, as is truth. Each is united, a complete thought system that totally disconnected to each other. And to perceive this is to recognize where separation is and where it must be healed. The result of an idea is never separate from its source. The idea of separation produced the body and remains connected to it, making it sick because of the mind's identification with it. You think you are protecting the body by hiding this connection, for this concealment seems to keep your identification safe from the attack of truth.
It says, you think you are protecting the body by hiding this connection. What's this? You see it. Sentence 8, paragraph 7. You think you are protecting the body by hiding this connection. What connection?
Of truth and illusion?
Okay, but more specifically, what did he say in the previous sentence it was?
Well, was the separation produced the body and remains connected to it.
Okay. So separation is body, truth is
Mind.
or wholeness. So keeping this concealed, it's a way of keeping your own separate heaven, isn't it? It's part of your defense system. Sure, the body may give you trouble in that, but I mean, man, I don't know if I want to give up my independence and go into the unknown and I'm not me anymore. Who wants to stop doing that? And Jesus says, I understand. understand. You really like this tiny mad idea thing, don't you? I am comments from you. It's a whole different way of living, isn't it? What does it mean? You've seen this very often in one way or another in sentence 6. The result of an idea is never separate from its source. The result of an idea, its effects, right, are never separate from its cause. Where's the cause? Where is the cause of an idea?
You're thinking.
And where is your thinking?
In your mind.
Okay, so we're consistent, all right? So what you see in the mirror, its source is in your mind, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you don't like what you see, if you're seeing attacks, how can you change that? At what level can you change it?
Change the way you think about it.
And where is the level of thinking?
In your mind.
You see what Jesus is saying in this whole thing. If you want peace, you have to start seeing your brothers and sisters differently. Your ego says, well, they don't see me differently. Right? Right? I'm just being honest, right?
Mhm.
And these are the little egoic interferers that we're going to have to learn to overcome with the help of the Holy Spirit. But in order to get that help, if I try and do it my way, what's the Holy Spirit going to do? Being loving. What's the Holy Spirit going to do?
Nothing.
Well, let me.
Stand down, right? Stand down. I respect you. I know you. And I understand your free will. I won't oppose that. But whenever you're ready, I'm totally eager to do this for you. But you have to move out of the way. The truth is not what you think it is. I told you it's deep, right?
All right.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it's so deep, and you guys have done a beautiful job with this. Let's stop with this part here. And I think you'll find our next topic a whole lot brighter and maybe give some reprieve to your minds. It's a lot of things to consider. But please, as usual, tackle this for the rest of this week. Do your best. When there are things that you aren't getting anything out of it, just keep reading. Okay, you don't have to get it all this time around. Do you see how I've been doing this 20 years or something, right? So just be dedicated to the process of reading and doing your study schedule as best you can. And I assure you that will be fine, okay?
Okay.
We're on lesson 127 in the workbook, and that is on page 230 in the workbook for students. And I think our next reader is Ron, and we'll do our lesson and meditation period here. And then I think we can call it an evening. And congratulations, guys. You did a great job. You're still alive even. So thumbs up. You ready, Rob?
I'm ready.
All right.
Lesson 127. There is no love but God's. Perhaps you think that different kinds of love are possible. Perhaps you think there is a kind of love for this and a kind for that. A way of loving one, another way of loving another. Love is one. It has no separate parts and no degrees, no kinds nor levels, no divergencies and no distinctions. It is like itself, unchanged throughout. It never alters with a person or circumstance. It is the heart of God and also of his Son.
Thank you, Ron. Hilda?
Love's meaning is obscure to anyone who thinks that love can change. He does not see that changing love must be impossible, and thus he thinks that he can love at times and hate at other times. He also thinks that love can be bestowed on one and yet remain itself, although it is withheld from others. To believe these things of love is not to understand it. If it could make such distinctions, it would have to judge between the righteous and the sinner and perceive the Son of God in separate parts.
And Karen, paragraph 3, please.
Love cannot judge, as it is one itself. It looks on all as one. Its meaning lies in oneness, and it must elude the mind that thinks of it as partial or in part. There is no love but God's, and all of love is his. There is no other principle that rules where God is not, where love is not. Love is a law without an opposite. Its wholeness is the power holding everything as one, the link between the Father and the Son, which holds them both forever as the same.
Comments or questions on these paragraphs? Then let's get back to Shirley for paragraph 4.
Okay. No course whose purpose is to teach you to remember.
Wait, now all of a sudden I can't hear you. Try it again, my friend.
All right.
That's better.
No course whose purpose is to teach you to remember what you really are could fail to emphasize that there can never be a difference in what you really are and what love is. Love's meaning is your own and shared by God Himself, for what you are is what He is. There is no love but His, and what He is everything there is. There is no limit placed upon Himself, and so are you unlimited as well.
Joe?
No law the world obeys can help you grasp love's meaning. What the world believes was made to hide love's meaning and to keep it dark and secret. There is not one principle the world upholds but violates the truth of what love is and what you are as well.
And Ron, you're next.
Seek not within the world to find yourself. Love is not found in darkness and in death. Yet it is perfectly apparent to the eyes that see and ears that hear love's voice. Today we practice making free your mind of all laws you think you must obey, of all the limits under which you live and all the changes that you think are part of human destiny. Today we take the largest single step this course requests in your advance towards its established goal.
Yeah. Comments, questions? Okay. In sentence 3 of paragraph 6, yet love is perfectly apparent to the eyes that see and ears that hear love's voice. Whose love's voice?
The Holy Spirit?
Spirit.
Yeah.
The Spirit. God's
Okay,
Spirit.
so it's called the voice for God. So if God is love, could you call it the voice for love?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the Holy Spirit. Let's continue. We're up to Hildegard, I think.
Right. If you achieve the faintest glimmering of what love means today, you have advanced in distance without measure and in time beyond the count of years to your release. Let us together, then, be glad and give some time to God today and understand there is no better use for time than this.
Carolyn?
For 15 minutes twice today, escape from every law in which you now believe. Open your mind and rest. The world that seems to hold you prisoner can be escaped by anyone who does not hold it dear. Withdraw all value you have placed upon its meager offerings and senseless gifts, and let the gift of God replace them all.
And we're up to who? Joni?
Call to your Father, certain that his voice will answer. He himself has promised this, and he himself will place a spark of truth within your mind wherever you give up a false belief, a dark illusion of your own reality and what love means. He will shine through your idle thoughts today and help you understand the truth of love. In loving gentleness, he will abide with you as you allow his voice to teach love's meaning to your clean and open mind, and he will bless the lesson with his love.
Ron?
Today, the legion of the future years of waiting for salvation disappears before the timelessness of what you learn. Let us give thanks today that we are spared a future like the past. Today, we leave the past behind us, never more to be remembered, and we raise our eyes upon a different present, where a future dawns unlike the past in every attribute.
Let's keep going. I want to stop, but I won't. Hilda, we're up to you, my friend.
The world in infancy is newly born, and we will watch it grow in health and strength to shed its blessing upon all who come to learn to cast aside the world they thought was made in hate to be love's enemy. Now are they all made free along with us. Now are they all our brothers in God's love.
And Karen, if you'll finish up, and we'll do a brief meditation period tonight.
We will remember them throughout the day because we cannot leave a part of us outside our love if we would know ourselves. At least 3 times an hour, think of one who makes the journey with you and who came to learn what you must learn. And as he comes to mind, give him this message from yourself. I bless you, brother, with the love of God, which I would share with you. For I would learn the joyous lesson that there is no love but God's and yours and mine and everyone's.
So please bear with me. Let's just take a few minutes, and I brought some meditation music. It's about 5 minutes worth, okay? And just relax into there is no love but God's. And then we'll close out. So there is no love but God's. And if you can do anything but love, if you can love and hate, or just be neutral, or love your son different from your European or African neighbors, then you've been tricked about what love is, which is not unusual for the ego, is it? And Sherilyn, I just want to say thank you for bringing just the right example tonight to help us contextualize our discussion. Must be spirit at work putting our program together tonight and making mighty use of our friend. Comments, questions before we close?
It was very helpful.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep doing it as best we can, huh? Hilda, please close us out tonight, okay?
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. I am the light of God.
I am the
I
light.
I am
Light
the
of
light
of
of
God.
God.
I am the love of God.
I
I am the love
The
of
love
God.
of God.
I am the power of God.
I am the
Power of God.
I am the presence of God.
I am.
I am
am
the presence of God.
of God.
Therefore,
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 wherever I am,
wherever
I
I
am,
am,
God is,
God
God is,
is,
and all is well.
and
and all
is well.
There is nothing to fear.
there is
There is nothing to fear.
There is only love.
there is
There
only
is only love.
Namaste.
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 I'm sorry, I just have to smile. Hilda, you don't know Laverne Hughes, I don't think.
She used to come to our class sessions.
Yeah. So she's in my Monday and also Wednesday group. But last night, Laverne was talking about Ron Esper.
Oh my gosh.
And I was sharing with her how you carried on Ron's tradition with his favorite workbook lesson, There is Nothing to Fear. And I was just sharing how your spirits put you in Ron's, or I'm sorry, in Rich Esper's position here, right?
I remember him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't keep you all. Thank you so much for coming out, and thank you for absorbing, as I said, some deep material. But as you learn this and incorporate it into your life, you'll start to see these miracles that this course keeps referring to you as actual things. Wouldn't it be a miracle if you were peaceful all the time? So
Yes.
that's our goal here. Have a great evening.
Amen.
I'll see y'all next time, okay?
Thanks for being here, Jim.
Yes, thank you, Jim. Have a
Thank
blessed
you,
week,
Jim.
everybody.
Night all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
And Sherilyn, thank you.
Yes.